So are we live? I missed an intro song. Sorry, but welcome everybody in KLRN land. This is your early introduction to the weekend. This is Disasters in the Making. Get ready for a dirty foray into the back alleys and dumpsters of Hollywood. And man, do we live up to that tonight? And yes, I did say we because joining me every fortnight on these dark forays in Hollywood is none other than Paul Young from ScreenRant.com. What's going on, Paul?
What is happening, my friend Bradley? How are you this fine evening?
Well, I feel like I'm supposed to say happy Valentine's Day, but they ain't nothing happy about tonight's show.
No, I mean there's no love in this movie that you picked out. Not a single bit of love.
As a brief introduction, if anybody listening is new to the show, Paul and I always like to tie in a bad film to go with something in theaters, something in the news, something happening in the world. And well, tomorrow being the day of love, we figured we would look for a movie that is rooted in romance to see if we can bring a little heartfelt feelings to our audience.
Oh my gosh. You know what this movie did to me? This is how this movie, but you ever seen the video of that lady who is on a trampoline and falls backwards on her butt and she is completely upside down and then the dog walks over and starts humping her head? That's what this movie, that's how I felt watching this film. I feel like the woman.
I was going to go more like we were looking for a heartfelt film, and this thing is more like cinematic angioplasty.
It's terrible. It's not even terrible. Like I texted you while I was watching this thing. I was like, we've been doing this show for almost 5.5 years now, a little over 5.5 years, and we've watched some just absolute garbage. You know, some stuff's been okay, but for the most part, we've watched some bad stuff. This is a different level of bad. Like
yes,
you've not chosen something of this nature before.
No, I'm very proud of this selection. I got to say, this is probably at the bottom or near the bottom of the list of films we've done. This is on par with The Room, with Birdemic, and I don't say that lightly.
I'd watch Birdemic right now. I would never watch this movie again. Like not even to make fun of it.
This is this is remarkable. This is very we're going to get into some very specific details. Now, we call this show Disasters in the Making because we like to explore not just the badness of the film, but what caused it, what went into the making of it, that kind of thing. This one is going to live up to the title like few others have.
Let me tell you what this movie reminds me of. Have we even talked about the movie yet? Have we given a title out?
We haven't. We're going to get into this for sure. Okay, it's called Love on a Leash, and the poster has a young girl with her hands clutched to her heart, while a dog wearing a tuxedo has a rose in his mouth on his hind legs.
Now, the poster would have you think that this is like an Air Bud type movie. It's Air Bud rom-com, and honestly, I was going to be okay with that. I didn't watch the trailer yet. You sent me the IMDb link. I saw the poster. I'm like, okay, it's going to be stupid. It's going to be Air Bud. It's going to be like the Shaggy Dog meets Air Bud, and it's going to be that kind of ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, I can handle that. An Air Bud movie where the dog turns into a dog at some point, and she falls in love with the dog. Blah blah blah. Okay, I get it. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's worse than that. It feels like back in 2011 or 2012, I was invited to be a judge at our local 48-hour film festival. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the 48-hour film festival at all. Are you familiar with that?
I want to say yes, but refresh me.
Okay, you get 48 hours to produce an entire movie. It's a short film. It's anywhere from like 5 to 7 minutes long. And they you get randomly chosen. You form a team of some sort, and then you submit your offering. You have 48 hours to write, film, edit, and produce. So this is very short, and you literally are working all 48 hours. But Some of the submissions are terrible. They're very terrible. The editing is usually not very good. The acting is worse than good. And they give you a topic, and you have to include a prop, a line, and something else, and it has to be included. But then they give you stuff like female no, femme fatale or crime noir or rom com. Comedy is the hardest to pull off. Action, sci-fi, you're randomly given these topics and stuff.
Right.
This is what that felt like, but for an hour and 30 minutes.
Yes.
Bro, I kept pausing the film. I'm like, we've got to be almost done with this movie, right? And I'd pause it and I'd look to see what the time was. 16. Well, I'm 16 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, there's no way this has to be almost over. I kept falling asleep and then having to wake up and rewind it because I was like, oh my god, I'm just having to do this more and more.
Yeah, this one definitely doesn't demand your attention. It demands that you focus because you get the feeling that the production didn't really care about stuff. So why should you as an audience member, if that makes
Oh,
perfect sense? So yeah, I get that feeling completely. So just to give an overview, what we're talking about here is a young woman who is forlorn because she's looking for a man. Meanwhile, there's a stray dog, and we come to learn it's got an internal monologue that we can hear. It is also, for some reason, looking for women. And it's a bit of a spoiler alert, but at one point, we come to learn there's a man occupying the soul of this dog who used to be a womanizer. And if he finds true love, can become a man once again. Now,
it's a classic story.
this oftentimes will get described as high concept or something of that sort. The movie makes far less sense than that bat crap synopsis I just gave.
Yeah,
There,
the way you say it makes sense.
well, trust me, I had to work on that. just just to cobble together enough of a plot that comes together in a coherent explanation of things because the movie defies that definition of coherence.
Dude, it's edited together like the guy that has never done it before.
Well, Paul, I've got explanations.
It's
So,
edited terribly.
there's a performer in this movie. His name is Stephen Kramer Glickman. You may not know him by name, but he has appeared in a number of prominent productions that you may or may have seen. I think maybe Big Time Rush, a Nickelodeon boy band series that was on for about what 4 years, 5 years. He was kind of playing the role of their manager. That's kind of like his big role. He's been in a number of other things, and he played Shrek on Broadway at one point, and he's got a decent enough career. This was early on in his career. He began more as a voice actor. He's kind of a portly individual. He's a larger framed person, and he gave an interview about this movie, recorded it, and he was all filled with the making of this film. Because just to start out, he was on his way to New York. He was moving to New York for this Broadway run that he was on, the stage production of Shrek. And he had done, I guess, a little bit of bit work for this movie. And while he's basically getting on the plane, they were like, you got to come in and just cut some ADR for us. You got to do some audio for a couple days. He's like, I'm done. I'm gone, guys. I gotta hit the road. And I guess he knew somebody in the production, and they basically begged him, please, please, if you can, just whatever you can give us. He's like, all right, for you, I'll do it. And basically cut lines on tape for 2 days. He got paid with wontons and fruit.
Like cantaloupes.
Yes.
They pay him with homemade wontons and cantaloupes.
So this gives an indication of things. Now, what he explained was this.
By the way, if you and I ever do start, like let's say Vaudevilles comes back, starts making a comeback, you and I will go on the road, and our name will be wontons and cantaloupes. That's going to be our vaudevillian name.
That's our improv troupe coming on opening for Broken Lizard.
Wontons and cantaloupe. but we won't tell people who's wontons and who's cantaloupe.
No, that'll be
Let
the
them
ever
figure that
loving
out.
mystery.
Like it's a Hootie and the Blowfish moment.
Yeah, that'll hang over us for the entirety of our careers, and it'll be an ever-loving mystery that the press will always stampede towards us to get the answer, and we will never provide it,
Like, are you
ensuring
wontons?
constant publicity.
Are you wontons? Are you cantaloupes? That feels racist to even ask, to be honest with you.
Yes, exactly. Well, it depends. Is this an odd number or an even number day? Because we go back and forth, you see. I won't tell you which is which. So this was directed, written, produced by an individual of the name of Fen Tian. And in the production years of California, she was going by the name Jennifer. But this is a Chinese filmmaker. Can I say that? I don't know if I can use that term.
Yeah, I don't know. She's done some other stuff, but I don't think any of it was good.
She was in the cast. What was that one? That big Asian film that came out a few years ago. The big popular one. The hell was that?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, she was like she played an aunt or such in that. She was part of it. So
No,
she's got some Hollywood connection, I suppose. But she
she
wrote
was
this.
71 when this came out. 71. I think she wrote it in her 60s because it didn't get released in 2011, but they filmed it like in 2003 or 4.
She originally wrote this in China and had gotten funding from a church in that country. I guess, and this is all based on his interview, Glickman's interview, that the storyline that she pitched to the church was one of a young girl who was going to find love through some sort of spiritual connection. Like basically God was going to usher in a way for her to fall in love. And so I guess they gave her the seed money and she came to LA and began shooting it. And then a representative from the church came and took a look at what was happening and saw the script and said, "We're out. Bye. We're yanking the money, all of it." And so
I didn't pay anything to watch this movie and I want my money back.
You sound like a church member, Paul. Wow.
So I understand. I've watched church movies. I like some church movies. Facing the Giants is probably one of my favorite church movies. Life Proof or Fireproof with Kirk Cameron shows that church movies have a place in this world and there's an audience for everything. This movie doesn't fall into that definition of any category.
This movie would make sense if you told me it was funded by the Moonies.
Dude, there's so much implied bestiality in this thing. There's no way a church was going to fund this.
There's a lot of problems with this that a church would have, to be honest.
I told you last night there's more implied bestiality in this film than Stephen King's Sleepwalkers.
Yes. This thing, holy crap. So just to go on with it now, Glickman at the time asked, after he cut his lines, he did his lines in 2 days, afterwards said, "Take my name off of this." Also, the editor of the film, who's a friend of his, I guess, or somebody he's still in contact with. And after a while, this thing developed, I guess, something of a cult following in bad movie realm, basically our environment. At which point Glickman was like, "Okay, you know what? I'll own it. I'll be on it." But he would reference his friend, the editor, and said, "I still can't name him because he's worried this will damage his career."
He gave back the wontons. That is how how much he didn't want to be associated with this film. I'm keeping the cantaloupes because they're going to go rotten, but you take these wontons back. He threw them at him angrily. That's how I picture that event transpired in my head.
People demanded their name to be taken off of this production. That's how bad this was.
If I were the two actors, I would take this film to court and demand I be blurred out. Like it was like, look, I was young. I needed the money at the time. That's why I made this film. And I can see the judge going, well, it's don't be ashamed. People go and make porn when they're young all the time. No, sir, this was a movie about me sleeping with a dog. I understand. I find for the plaintiff in this case, blur out all the, remove all.
And court costs. You'll have to pay court costs.
Court costs. Can I pay in wontons?
What kind of fruit will the court accept? I mean, that's all I got is fruit. And they said too now, during the shooting, this is the part I can't make sense of. So she did write this in China. When she came to Los Angeles, though, she did not translate her own script. They ran it through a translation program. And as a result, there's lines in this movie that have the syntax of foreign language, not American.
And she wouldn't allow them to change it.
No, it wasn't like, and Andy said she was dictating how the actors would say lines, like where the inflection points were and everything. You don't do that. That's just, no, you give, an actor gets a script and he works on the character and develops it and comes up with nuances and expressions and emotions. No, do it. You do it my way. Is basically what this director was.
Well, no one times for you.
And Glickman even said, he's like, in the first half of the, like, they shot it entirely start to finish and recorded his lines start to finish.
Yeah, in sequence.
Yeah. So he said that at the start of this thing, I'm recording like she's telling me to, and literally by halfway through it, it was like, screw it, I'm gonna have fun.
And you can tell too, because it's really, really bad at the beginning. I guess they told him that there would be music, or like some of the stuff that he would be saying would go to, like, he's singing a song and there'd be music that he'd be singing to, and then none of that got added.
Yeah,
So
they had him sing a song without music before they had the music to put on top of it. So he's just ad-libbing, like, I'm a dog walking down the street and my feet are hot because of my feet on the street. And like, he's just trying to make something up.
It's like a 6-year-old singing a song as he's walking around the park. That's literally what it sounds like. It sounds like a 6-year-old singing a song that he's just making up on the fly.
But this is because these are parts where they didn't give him a script. They said, sing a song here. He's like, about what? And we're like, make it up, make a song up. And he's like,
it just says, it probably just said in brackets, dog sings song. And he's like, what do you want me to say? That's it right there. That's your lines. Dog sings song. Just sing it.
I think there's one where he's walking down the street. He's like, yep, I'm a dog and I'm sad. I'm walking away now because I'm a sad dog.
And the best part is what you just said is it's literally from the film. And that is an edited scene. It's like, hey, I just got sexually assaulted by my boss. And then it literally cuts to a dog walking down the street. And so he's going overdub. I'm a dog singing around, singing a song. I'm a dog and rough the dog. And then cut. Next scene. What happened? That was 5 seconds long.
This thing it defies explanation, and yet this is the nature of our show to explain what we see.
And that's why I say you can't compare it to The Room or Birdemic, because while the Birdemic and The Room were low quality, so of such natures that it defines cult status, it had some sort of like plot symmetry to it.
You
understood what they were doing. It's all low budget, like ultra low budget, but you understood the story and where they were going with the story. It just wasn't well filmed or well written, but you understood the concept. This one, it's all over the map.
Those are two films where the filmmakers had a vision. Now, granted, technically they had glaucoma from a cinematic standpoint, but they had a vision and a purpose and a passion for the movie. This thing, I can't even tell you what was going on. What was the driving motivation behind this? The inspiration? What the hell?
And it's clear that the actors didn't either. That they didn't understand. You don't need to always understand the message that a director or a writer is trying to convey, but you should at least have some vague concept of it. And nobody in this movie has that idea.
Oh no, Glickman even said as much. He's like, a lot of times you're shooting your scenes and they're either out of sequence or they're not part of prior scenes. You don't know the full context, so you're giving your best, and then you sit down and watch the finished product and it makes sense. He said that when this thing was finally cut and released, they looked at it and nobody understood it, and they were in it. So that tells you something right there, what we're dealing with tonight.
I mean, so this film, it has a young single girl virgin, a young single virgin. That's very clear that they need you to know that she's a young single virgin, with another young whorish friend. That's very clear that they wanted to know that she's the whore. She's the whore. There is a voodoo or Louisiana black magic grandmother or friend, Annie. I don't know what you would call her. She's in it. There's an overbearing mom that likes to sit in the dark and talk to her daughter on the phone, which is odd. You've got a weird, I'm trying to think of the characters. You've got this weird boss that tries to somehow rape the young single protagonist,
Hmm.
just randomly shows up at her house. You've got this one weird reoccurring character that turns out that wants to make a dog commercial. She tries on dresses and then wants to make a dog commercial. You got a dog acting talent agent. Like it all
And then
feels like it would
there's
be a Nickelodeon film.
yeah, and then there's Rita, the I guess Russian woman who's deeply, for some reason, in the second half of this film, is deeply inserted in the girl's life. We don't know why. She's a friend of her mother, apparently, but she's just acting as a protagonist, but doesn't really make anything happen.
Oh, and
So,
don't forget about the mama's boy she's dating, the gay Asian that she's dating, that wants to
mhm.
have her to have a baby, his baby, and the mama's boy, mama gynecologist mama who wants her to have her tubes tied until it's time for babies.
There's so much that makes no sense. We're just gonna have to plunge into this.
Somebody agreed to play that role, Brad. Somebody was handed a script and said, "What character am I playing?" And they said, "You're going to be playing overbearing gynecologist mother." And they went, "Yeah, sign me up. Yeah, put me in on that one. What am I
Paul,
playing?
there's
Gay
no,
Asian dude."
there are no
Done.
small roles, only small actors.
There's plenty of that in this film.
So let's begin in silence.
Yeah,
So
that's how we should. Hey, you know what? That we didn't open the show without a song. It was on purpose.
exactly.
I got your
That
back,
was
Jeff.
we did that in honor of our film. That's
That's
what
right.
happened
I
here.
appreciate that, Paul.
Straight up, buddy. Just straight
So
up.
we have a credit sequence and we see this golden retriever who we have to assume is a stray. Now I'm going to call bullcrap right there. No way a golden retriever is a stray. People love
No.
golden retrievers to the point of, oh my God, how can you be on the streets? I will die if I don't adopt you. But, and this is an older one, like 10-year-olds look like. So, and it's wandering around and we see credits and we see birds in a park and it wanders around. When I say there's no music, I don't mean just that. It is dead silence.
Dead. So there's not even well,
There's
and I'm
no
gonna.
there's no genetic sound effects like
I
birds
think I
chirping,
figured out
crowds,
why.
traffic, anything of the sort.
So I think I
Because
figured out why. Because as I'm doing the research, I'm watching the movie and I'm doing some research on IMDb, and I find out that they removed it because they didn't have the rights from the composer to, and they didn't want to go like get into that legally, so they just removed the music. I think what they did is just a straight up mute. I don't think they went through the process of removing all of the music just from that channel. Somebody just straight up hit the mute button while they were re-recording the show, and that's what they did.
well,
Because there's later parts where you can hear background sound effects, but there's no music.
yeah, occasionally that does happen, and that's probably where they were going to do a musical overlay. Here, I think that was just strictly soundtrack without sound effects. So it was probably turn the mics off on the camera. We're going to be playing music here. Oops, we don't have the rights to it. So literally, it is about 90 seconds or 2 minutes of dead silence and a dog walking around a park.
Oh, the opening scene is as confusing as the closing marriage scene, where it's like it's supposed to be this big sanctimonious moment and celebratory moment, and there's nothing. It's just there's like fireworks and there's no sound.
Yeah,
It's like Helen Keller was watching this movie.
it's going to seem like we don't know what we're talking about tonight. I'm just going to say that right now. And let me assure you folks, let me just come on and calm you down. We have no idea what's going on tonight. Watch this movie twice. I did. I have zero context. All I can tell you is stuff happened. Why it doesn't really matter tonight. So, there's a dog, and we soon learn that he has an internal monologue. This would be Mr. Glickman, and every so often. Now, it doesn't make any sense or help us out that we know the dog is talking because he says a bunch of random crap. And one thing he does say is, girls, I need to find a girl. There's a girl. I'm going to go to the girl. Why is this girl with this guy? I don't like you, guy. And What is this? Is the dog a perv? What's going on? What?
Yeah, at some point he goes, "Hey, I'm not gay, man." Like
Yeah,
that was the line.
he sits down in the grass and a guy comes over and pets him on the back, and that's what he says.
He's like, "Hey, I'm not gay, man."
And then there's, of course, now there's a lake, there's some rocks, and he climbs up on the rocks, and in the rocks there's a little pond. This is a magical pond, we come to learn.
God, that, and
What
it's
makes it magical, Paul?
that it's got
Dry
pixie dust.
ice.
It's got pixie dust coming out of it.
They dump dried ice in this pond and then animated fairy glitter on screen with it because the pond starts talking to the dog. The dog that we can hear speak, we now hear a pond speak. This is our movie.
Like, what if this dude wasn't a golden retriever? What if he was like a chihuahua or like the ugliest dog in the world, like from Deadpool? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if this
Well,
dude was like a basset hound with big old floppy ears, or a Saint Bernard, some like a Marmaduke Great Dane, just some massive dog that nobody wants. Well, everybody likes Great Danes, but
yeah, I
you know,
mean,
just
or Saint Bernard. I don't know. It's a golden retriever. Now he doesn't really emote much. There's not a lot of personality. I mean, he looks happy enough and he acts around and picks things up in his mouth on cue. So good job. But he's not really like a vibrant dog that you attach to. And, oh my god, it's so cute! I want to hug him. And she's like, dog.
it's a
But
dog.
through the pond, we come to learn that it's the dog is populated by a male, one who presumably passed away, but in his past life was a womanizer. And as punishment for that, he's now a dog and will remain a dog until he finds true love
And you know,
with a
truthfully,
human, not with
truth,
another dog.
it's like Beauty and the Beast, and he's the Beast. I guess is the story. He's got to find true love.
Okay.
But why didn't he walk around like with like a Snoop Dogg's voice, be like, "Where all the bitches at?" That would have been so much better. Where all the bitches at?
Oh, trust me, there's so much more creativity that could have been larded onto this film. And I mean with a snow shovel, because this thing is absent of it.
Yeah.
So,
You know, it's funny. I don't know if you read this part of it or if he talks about it in the video, but I read about it. They filmed everything um, without a permit, and
I
it's not
believe that.
and it's not SAG. This is not a SAG related filming.
No.
In fact, one of the actors that's in it, I think he's the Asian fella. He ended up having to have his name taken off of it. And it might have been him, might be somebody different. No, it's the guy who played Jake, I think. Somebody that plays one of the characters in the movie had to have his name removed from the credits uh, because he joined SAG after he filmed it and could not receive payment or credit for the film after he had joined SAG because he made it pre-SAG. And they didn't have permits to film anywhere in Los Angeles. So they were like rebel, or what do they call it? It's not rebel filming. What do they call that thing?
Renegade.
Renegade. You know, where they were just filming on the
Mhm.
fly. And so that pond scene, there's people in the background. Those are just real people that had no idea there was a film production going on.
Oh, yeah.
They would film all the scenes in the. She works as a dress stylist or something for a dress shop. They filmed all those scenes in a dress shop that had no idea the dress shop had no idea they were filming. And then when they found out they were filming, they told them to leave, and they'd wait for the people to go out, and then they'd come back in and finish filming their scenes.
This I didn't know.
Yes.
Because they spend a lot of time in that store.
Oh, they spent a lot of time. It's multiple stores because remember she gets fired from the first store. And like I think the first one was filmed like at some department store, and the second one's filmed at some random dress shop in Los Angeles, and nobody had any idea until they found out. They tried to boot them. I'm like, it's kind of amazing that the actors agreed to do that. Like you're not invested in the project. Like, I'm sorry, I don't need to go in here and pretend. You just when you get the permit and you let me know, we'll go in here and film these scenes.
Well, while our horned dog is running around the park, there are two girls sunbathing in the park. And one of them is named Lisa. She becomes our lead, and her friend, who's I guess the nubile whore, is noticing a couple guys and wanting to hit on him, and Lisa's like, "Oh my gosh, no, stop it, quit it, shut up, stop." And then our hero, the dog, shows up, and they start gushing over him. "He's so doggy," and now the dog, I, he's going to be named Prince by her, but she says, "Oh my gosh, what is your name?" And he says, "Alvin Flang."
Alvin Flang.
And she says, "Well, all right, I guess I'm just going to call you Prince." She's like, "No, I'm Alvin Flang." Like, the dog is going to argue with her with this ridiculous name that he just made up on the fly, and he has to suck it up and he has to become Prince.
Did you notice how badly she's a dress stylist in this film? Did you notice
Of
how
course she
badly
is.
she is dressed the whole film? And her friend,
Oh yeah.
like nobody is there. And this movie had a set coordinator. There was somebody that put like it got credit for putting this stuff together.
Well, there's a reason for that, Paul. As far as Lisa's wardrobe is concerned,
It doesn't fit her. Nothing
she
she wears fits her.
always has to wear green. Her car is green. Her apartment, not when I say green, every room is painted green.
Have you seen that Pop Secret commercial that's running around now with the it played on Tubi when I was watching it, and it's the girls sitting there eating a bag of Pop Secret, painting a vase blue, and they're like, "This is so good, I could get carried away," and then they walk back in, and the whole room is painted blue because they didn't know when to stop.
Oh, I
That's
did see that. Yeah.
that's what this movie reminded me of was that commercial.
So the thing is, she needed to be adorned in green, so they're probably limited on what they could afford to put on her. So her fashions are all secondhand. You could tell, just out of
They couldn't
style
find anything that
dresses.
fit her.
No, pretty much no. But I mean, like her bathing suit, her dresses, any casual clothing, everything is green. Did you hear why?
No,
It's symbolism, Paul.
for money.
Because in China, apparently the color green is a sign of sexual proclivity.
What?
It Yeah, like green is a ribald color, I guess. It symbolizes sexual desire.
But this doesn't make sense. Nothing about look. Do you know who did this movie? You know who the costume design was?
No.
Glenda Maddox. She's a five-time Emmy-winning, seven-time nominated costume designer for the Bold and the Beautiful. She's got like a legitimate pedigree.
I guess she learned how not to do it
They
on this
didn't. They
film.
just said, "Hey, whatever you think you can do well, don't do it for this movie."
Or, and this is just me guessing, it would be they would go to her and say, do you have any clothes left over from prior productions?
And
Does
just make sure they don't fit.
Doesn't matter if they fit, and if they're green, super. But the most important thing is free. That's what kind of strikes me on this. But yeah, this was the reason for all of the green, is that it's a symbolism of sexual desire in China. This is, again, I'll remind you, a movie initially pitched to a church. So she has ribald sexual feelings, and she's going to fall in love with a dog. Why would a church run away from that concept?
I mean, it feels like it's pretty churchy to me.
I mean, right out of the Old Testament, it seems like. I mean, come on. But okay, movie, this is what we're doing. Well, let's do it, I suppose. So she doesn't initially really fall in love with the dog. It's not like, "Oh my gosh, you're so adorable, I gotta take you home." It's more like the dog's a bother. She's
The
like, "Oh,
dog, the dog is a sexual predator.
yes." He's like all over her, and the girl Lisa really doesn't want much to do with him, if anything. It's kind of like, go, I'm done.
Like he fakes, doesn't he like follow her? He's a sexual predator. He follows her around. He's a he's like a dog stalker. He follows her to the gas station and like what does he pretend to be dirty? And he rolls around in the dirt and mud or some nonsense
It-
for her to like take him home. She just puts him in the car.
I guess, yeah, he kind of scams his way into her life. She just kind of kind of has a dog forced on her by the dog, is what it comes down to. So, okay, now this is a thing. They're together. And so she's accepted this. She goes to like a secondhand thrift store, it looks like, or something. And there's a pile. I have no idea about this scene. This entire scene is bat crap crazy. She's in the store.
It is not. I'm going to tell you right now. It's not as crazy as you think. Like I knew you were going to think this part of it. Let me explain to you what's happening here.
Well, all right, let me lay out the scene and then
Lay
you
it out,
come
and
in
then I'm
with
going to tell you what
your
happens.
you correct me on this. So she's in the store and there's a pile of clothes on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
People are picking through the clothing. The dog comes in the store with her. He starts nosing around in the clothing and comes up with something in his mouth, some god awful print dress, I think. And she's like, "What are you doing?" No, and he's like, "You'll look good in this." And she's like, "Oh, what? Do you think I'll look good in this?" And then everybody, the owner is like, "Get this dog. If he rips it up, you're paying for it." And he's an immigrant store owner.
Looks Haitian.
And
I'm the captain now.
and so the dog picks out this dress. She falls in love with it. And there's a guy in the store in a suit, and he is deeply impressed with the dog. He's like, "I need this dog. He needs to be in one of my productions. He's amazing." And they just leave.
Well, she figures out, and I'll explain what would happen here. I'll explain how it happens in real life in a second. But before we get to this scene, she takes him home from the gas station, and then she gets asked out on a date from the gay Asian from work. And she decides, she's trying to pick out what she's going to wear, and uh, the dog picks out her outfit at the house. Of course, he picks out green and green dog, and she's like, I didn't think dog could see color." He's like, "I can see everything," or some stupid line like that. And then later, they're like wandering, uh, looking at stuff on the street, and she sees this secondhand thrift store kind of deal, and it's just like a vintage secondhand clothing store. There's a lot of them in LA. They're like everywhere. Well, that is not an uncommon practice to put everything into a pile and say whatever you get out of the pile, everything is $2 or $3 or whatever they're going to charge for it. That's an actual thing that people do to get rid of like a lot of stuff. So you don't know what you're going to find in there. You could find some designer stuff. You could find some offhand stuff, some fake stuff. But it's always you just reach in. It's like a by the pound kind of deal. They do it at the flea market here in Jacksonville. There's a flea market here in Jacksonville, and they toss everything onto a giant tarp on the ground. And then there's this lady, and she's I think she's Haitian, so that maybe it relates back to that, but or Jamaican, and she's just like $2, $3, $2, $3. Get one thing for $2, three two things for $3. It literally that's all she says. She's got a sign, and that's all it says. I wish I had a picture of it. And there's people just rooting through it like pigs looking for truffles the whole time. That's an actual thing that occurs.
Okay.
That's
And
probably the most realistic part of this movie.
I really don't feel enlightened a bit.
Well, you're educated. Whether you're enlightened or not is different.
I don't. Okay, so this scene happened, but I'm really more focused on the closing of the scene where this guy was deeply just impressed. Oh, this dog rooted in a pile of clothes and came up with something. I need him to work for me, and the girl doesn't even look at him.
No, she looks and waves him off. She goes, "We're not interested, thank you." Like he's a homeless guy approaching her.
Yeah, but I mean, that's it. It's like doesn't listen to what he's saying. It's just like, be gone. I've got better things to do with my $2 dress that my dog just picked out. Excuse me, sir.
And everybody's clapping and cheering for the dog because he picked something up off the ground.
Yeah, so then we have the scene with her coworker where he hits on her in the store, like, "We should go out sometime. We should date. We should do," and she's like, "Okay." And then they go on a date and he says, sorry, I'm gay. And it's like pointless much? Well, no, he apparently wants a kid.
Well, they and that whole scene without music is so funny when they're out there having dinner. It's like somebody's filming them from the bushes with an iPhone and then uploading it to TikTok. Like that's what it felt like with no background music. It just felt like somebody stalking it while you're watching them eat dinner on this date. And he asked her to go on a date. It wasn't until a little bit later we find out, but she's dating two men. Remember, this other weirdo shows up. Jake from State Farm shows up.
Yeah, the guy that comes in the store, and he is possibly I can't even say the worst pick online, but he clearly has a thing for her. He's like, I gotta get a dress for my wife. That's what I need. And she's like, well, what size is he? Whatever size you are. What's her favorite color? Whatever size you like. But whatever you need.
Yeah, it's
annoying as piss. This guy
it's creepy. Like he's giving off creeper vibes like the whole time. Like this dude is not playing this character well at all. He's supposed to be, I think, playing him very shy and doesn't know how to approach women because as an overbearing mom, as we find out later. So that part of it kind of makes sense on the character. But bro, he is 100% creeper vibes.
Yeah, this was unsettling. And then there's a scene where the woman trying to get a dress that doesn't fit her, and Lisa's like, well, it's not your size. She screeches for the manager. The manager comes over and he's leering on Lisa, like basically feeling her up. And then he's like, I'll help you, ma'am. And I'm still trying to figure out what the hell makes sense because nothing does.
Well, remember when the boss comes over and says, "Hey, you've got a spider in your back," and then he tickles it down. The best part about that is the store manager and the overbearing customer lady, they're married in real life.
Wow. You really saw their chemistry leaping off the screen too, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Like I said, this thing it could have been a much better comedy if they had done it Nickelodeon style the whole way.
Now, was she the same woman from the pet agency?
Yes.
Okay.
She's wearing the same dress. I'm sure they filmed that scene in the same day.
I'm trying to put it together. It's like I think that's her, but there's so many Dutch angles in this movie that make no sense too. Like their whole scene in the store, the camera's on the ground.
Yeah. Or filming from like behind a clothes hanger.
She's trying to fit into this dress, and was there a fisheye lens because this woman's ass looked to be about 3.5 feet wide.
Well, you know what? Now that we know that they didn't have permission to be in the store, the angles make more sense because they were trying to do this stuff incognito and just look weird, right? Right? They just like, hey, I'm going to film down here. Just film from here so people don't see us.
Got it. So this wasn't an artistic choice, but a desperate one.
Choices for the necessity.
Okay, so yes, we're gonna shoot this rogue. I mean, this is stylish. Oh man, yeah. So yeah, there's this guy, and then there's the Chinese guy that wants a kid, and all the while, Lisa's on the phone with her mom, who's basically berating her that she has to get a guy. You need a man in your life. When are you gonna get a man?
And she's not even that old.
No, she looks like she's 21, maybe. And
well, she's my age. She was born in 1974. So this movie was filmed in 2009. So she'd been 35.
Really?
It took them a while to release it. But she's my age.
She looked like she was like 19.
Yeah, she looks super young in this thing. Because it was shot in 2006. And the two lead actors had met on a prior movie in 2008. Is that what it was? No. They had met somewhere else, or maybe they met on this film. They're married. The two lead characters are married in real life.
After this film, they stopped acting and they got married. They had a kid.
Yeah, and she's like a producer or something, or manages.
So I'm going to say probably solid professional choices made there, just based on what we see on screen. But yeah, so she's going through these things, all these travails of dating life. I think they're so poorly rendered, you don't really care. Then one day, and now all the while the dog is in her life now, and he's having his internal monologue. And there's so many random scenes of the dog, like they're doing something, and we see the dog on some concrete steps in the middle of the day for like 3 seconds, and then they cut back to a scene that they're doing,
You know why?
and then he's like in the middle of a park and playing with a butterfly or something for a few seconds, and then they cut back.
You know why? Because apparently it was super hot while they were filming this, and it was like a heat wave in LA. So they could only film for a certain, like a short period of time outside because of how hot it was, and the dogs would overheat. So they had two dogs, and they would have to just use. They just created B-roll for the dogs at random times, so they could just insert it, not knowing what the dog was going to be doing.
Okay, but maybe insert it in a fashion that has a purpose,
No, no, that's not how this movie works.
because like we'll see her talking with her friend, and then there's the dog on top of these concrete steps behind a storefront or something, and he just looks around and he's like, man, it's so dizzy outside. Back to the girls. It's like, what the hell
Oh,
just happened?
also, here's another fun fact. I love it. I like to dig for my fun facts. The two actors who played the store manager and the overbearing customer who were married in real life were also the dog trainers for this film. That's triple
Okay.
credit right there.
That yeah, so they probably had a whole week's worth of wontons.
They paid nothing but wontons.
Nice. Yeah, we're set for the week, babe. We're not going to any restaurants, that's for sure. Speaking of the store manager, for no discernible reason, he shows up at Lisa's door, comes in her home, and starts to accost her.
Oh, he doesn't just show up at the door. Did you watch that whole scene?
I I want to say yes, but I don't think I did.
The whole scene is just weird. So she's in her little apartment, and either her friend comes over or that weird lady, the weird Russian lady, voodoo person comes in, and she just leaves. And after she leaves, the manager is standing in the doorway, like he's just there. He just comes in, like he doesn't
Right.
knock. Like you don't see him anywhere else. It's like she exits and he immediately walks in the camera scene. And you're like, how did you even get in frame? Where did you come? How did the other lady not see you? And then he just starts like to sexually assault her.
Yeah. He comes in and starts pawing her and getting all over her on the sofa.
My wife doesn't love me. We don't even do anything physically anymore. She doesn't do anything for me. Blah blah blah.
Which entitles me to rape, apparently. I wasn't aware of this.
I love you so much, Lisa. You pick out the best dresses.
Nobody folds t-shirts like you, and it's so hot.
You're the best.
Well, thankfully, our dog Prince Fang,
Flang.
Alvin Flang Prince, sees what's happening and he takes action and chases off the intruder. Sort of. The dog basically jumps on the sofa with the trainer, now we learn, and he waves a pillow around, and we shake the camera because it's an attack, Paul. The dog is attacking him. I swear that's what's happening, though you can't see
It
it.
looks like they're playing.
I know. It's like, he probably put Bacos in his shirt pocket and just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
you can't have it. No, you can't have it. And so she's depressed. She's upset and tries to kill herself. The
Well,
dog,
she's
meanwhile,
laying there. She's laying there crying.
yeah,
It's supposed to be a serious scene. Like maybe the music is missing from it, and that would help. But it's supposed to be this super serious scene. And then tell them what the dog does.
dog goes outside and starts singing.
He starts singing a song while she's there. I'm a dog. I'm super grateful to be a dog.
Happy
I'm
song.
here.
It's a happy
You're
song.
there. We're walking around. It's a dog outside looking for butterflies. I'm here. She's crying. He just fought off an attacker. He's like, I'm super happy to be here.
I just saw my owner almost get raped. Male assault is such a happy thing. I'm in the street and I'm wagging my tail because that guy almost got him some tail.
It's so weird. And the reason the dog tries to protect her is not because he cares for her, it's because he doesn't want the guy having sex with her before he does.
He's jealous.
That's literally what he says. Hey, this is my house. I'm the husband here. And this movie is super, super focused on her having a husband. Whether it's the gay Asian offering to marry, like trying to get, he proposes to her, the the gynecologist overbearing mother wanting to get her tubes tied before she gets married, the mom who's trying to get her to date as many men as possible and whore herself out to get married, the 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 black friend who keeps telling her that you're a virgin and I'm upset at you or whatever, and then the dog constantly saying, "I want to be your husband. I'm your husband." They are trying to just. Is that how it is in China? Like I immediately, I don't know enough about Chinese culture, but maybe that's part of it. Is that a
I'm
thing?
I'm thinking, and again, pure speculation, because again, nothing makes sense in this movie. I'm thinking this might have been a leftover from the original pitch to the church. Like
You
that
think?
was like we're going to use spirituality for her to find a man and then quest for a husband. I think it doesn't matter. Really,
Well,
honestly,
but
seriously, nothing
it's
matters.
it's the one completely underlying tone that stretches out the whole film.
Oh yeah,
Like everything else is disjointed and doesn't have any consistency. This is the one thing that's consistent across the whole movie, and I don't
basically,
understand it.
if there's a message to be learned from this, Lisa has zero value in life because she has no husband. Is pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, honestly, that's true.
You don't have a husband, you suck.
Yeah.
So
Women's
uh,
resent I've heard you say it before, Brad. I've heard you say this before. We've talked, and I don't know if I necessarily agree, but you've said prior in past shows that women have no value unless they have a husband. I've heard you say that. I don't know that to be true. It's possible that Liesel just threw something from Texas into the
it's,
Cape Coral area.
and any ladies listening, you can address your email to moviepaul@gmail.com. Take all the complaints about me and send it to that address, please.
My wife is currently hitting me with objects in and around the room.
Thank her for me after the show. So at this point, our happy little movie sees Lisa go in the bathroom and attempt to commit suicide because, of course, that's what we're going to do here. The dog now sees this take place and decides to take action. He manages to get outside, and his plan is to lay in the middle of the street. Nearly gets creamed by a car, but doesn't. And in a very hastily edited scene, a guy gets out of his car and like walks up to the dog, and in a flash edit, they're walking up the steps to her apartment. So apparently it worked. And then he gets in and he saves her life. And the next scene, she shows back up at the greenhouse
in her green dress.
And just like, Prince, I'm home, I'm back. And like, wait.
In her non-fitting green underwear.
So I guess they fixed you. Is that? I mean, the guy's like, I'm starting to pick her up. I'm going to take you to the hospital. I'm assuming. And literally the next scene, she's like, happy.
No, they go to the hospital and they won't let the dog in. He's like, I'm a dog. You should let me in the hospital.
I'm just. And yeah, that is it. I mean, we don't see.
And then she walks home in the rain.
Yeah, so he's outside and sad now because she's alive. And she walks out. She's like, "Well, I got to go find Prince." And she opens an umbrella, it blows out of her hand, and she's like, "Whatever, screw you, umbrella." And I love all the scenes of rain because you could clearly see their sprinklers.
Oh yeah,
it's backlit.
It's not like The Notebook,
and it's like you could see the rain, the water droplets are arcing because they come from the side. That's rain, all right. That's what that is. It's raining. So she gives up. I can't find him. This sucks. And then he comes trotting up singing, "I'm a dog. It's raining. How you doing, Lisa? Feeling better? I'm so happy you're back."
Like this felt like they were trying to make some sort of scene from The Notebook with Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams with all that rain and her coming, but like that was a deliberate thing they were trying to do, and then they didn't follow through with any part of it. They only copied the rain. they didn't copy anything else in the film other than the rain.
Pretty much a theme of this entire movie. They didn't follow through with it. Anything, plots, story, you name it, nothing. So she's hugging him and kissing him and all this stuff. and says, "That's it. I'm done with men. I only love you, Prince. You're the best. I love you so much." Cue the animated pixie dust, and now she's got her arms wrapped around a studly guy with no clothes on. And what happened? I don't know. I don't understand. And she then faints on her feet. Like she literally just goes "Ugh," and doesn't collapse. She's still standing. And he's like, "But Lisa, I'm Prince. I'm your dog." This is what the movie is doing to us. The movie has these are the lines. This is what we're watching. A guy telling her, "I'm your dog." I'm I'm really at a point of loving this movie beyond comparison. And so, what do you do in an instance like this, Paul, when things in your life suddenly just go topsy turvy? You have no concept of what's reality anymore. What do you do?
You
Naturally, you
you
go
have
back.
sex with your man dog, obviously.
Well, that's later. First, you got to
Uh,
go back to your magic pond.
Magic pond, yes. Can't
So,
forget the
so
magic
the
pond.
dog goes up on the rocks and looks at the pond, and then the pond explains to the dog that you only become a man at night. The purpose of this, the concept behind it, the rationale for this occurrence is never really explained outside of the fact that it happens. So you're a dog in the daytime. You're a man at night. It never happened before, but now it's happening. So
How does the nighttime daytime thing work too? Like, is daylight savings play a factor? Is it like he's during
well,
the first 6 months of the year he turns into a man around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but like as we get into the summer months he doesn't become a man until about 8:30 or 9. Is that
well, I understand, some of your curiosity about this, Paul, because the movie has no idea what the hell it's doing with this purpose that it introduced to us. For instance, there's a scene later where she goes to the window and is like, "Hey, uh, Prince," but he's a guy. He's like, "Didn't it say if it's cloudy outside, then it's not light enough and you'll be a dog again?"
like a werewolf?
And then he's like, "Yeah." So now she's hatching a plan that he could be a man. I'm sorry, he's inside. There's no sunlight. He's blocked. Why isn't he a dog now? If the clouds are going to make him a dog, wouldn't being indoors do that then?
Like, what if they were in Alaska or parts of the Antarctic where you get 30, was it 30 days of daylight
Right.
without the
24
sunset?
hours.
Yeah, what was that movie with Josh Hartnett that they did? 30 Days of Night.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I mean, you
Yes.
could do that then. But then, of course, at the end of it, you would have to get on a plane then and go to the South Pole because then that occurs down there.
I mean, if they really wanted to truly be happy, they would go somewhere where he could remain a man for 30 days at a time.
That's going to take a lot more effort than went into making this film.
I'm just saying I've solved their problem. If anybody had asked.
You have not, Paul, because this movie has no shortage of problems that need solving. So there's another scene later where he runs into a restaurant, the man, and picks up a phone and calls somebody, but it's the middle of the day. I'm like,
Well,
wait a second, hang on, it's light outside.
well, yeah, exactly. It's like in the middle of the day. But in this portion, for some reason, the dog now has the motivation. Prince, as a man, now has the motivation to support his wife. Uh, They have a photo album that they take pictures of, like they got married. Who's holding that camera and taking the photo, and who got married at nighttime? Who allowed them to get married at night inside of her own apartment? Like they didn't go to the courthouse to sign the paperwork. I don't even know how that worked. And he wants to support her because he's the husband, and I don't have any means of supporting you to buy you things like this dress that they
Yeah.
see in the shop. When she takes him shopping during the day, they try to go to
Mhm.
an art market, and he can't come in because he's a dog. They're going on dates. She's at like a picnic feeding him like prop. What is it? What you say? I'm feeding him chopped liver or something stupid. Buy all the best stuff. That buys him a leash.
And like the second half of this movie, and I'm wondering if this is the actress getting fed up. She was really kind of pissed off and cranky a lot of the time. Like when they're
A
doing the
lot.
picnic, she was like, "Ugh, don't even, I'm just so bothered right now. I wish you were a man. Whatever. Meh."
Yeah, leave me alone.
The dog's just sitting there. He's not even bugging you.
It would have been better off
Jeez.
if they had replaced the dog with a furry. She's a woman that falls in love with a furry.
And
That
I'm
would
still,
at least we could at least see some people. She'd emote with a character.
and then we have, for some reason, ducks.
There are a lot of ducks in this movie.
In the second, the director used a scene of ducks in a water just swimming together, one white one mallard, swimming together as an interstitial throughout this movie. It's just you'll see two ducks and you're like, okay, there's a new scene coming, I guess. Bam, new scene.
Well, in the Chinese culture, ducks represent financial growth. But I don't know that to be true.
I'm just gonna say they needed a hell of a lot more ducks. They needed a damn flock for this movie. Jeez. All right, well, hang on. I gotta check on something. When the dog turned into a human, did he still go by the name of Prince?
Yes. Yeah, he was his name was Prince.
I'm your dog, Prince. Okay.
He only called himself Alvin as a dog. He never called himself Alvin as a man.
And see, this is something, and that's kind of explained by Glickman too, because he said when I'm doing my audio tracks, they were just telling me what he said. I had no frame of reference, so me as the dog, I don't sound or say anything similar to the actor as a man. It's like it's two distinct personalities going on, and you see this clearly. So, yeah, the human Prince, I have to say this now, decides he's going to get a job and support his wife. I love this so much. This is probably as emblematic of how bat crap nuts this movie is. Human Prince wants to support Lisa by getting a job as the dog.
Yeah, because he can't get a night job. I work nights. I could be a dog during the day. You have no idea. I'll be a dog during the day, Brad, and then at night I just become active and I can actually go to work. I get off before the sun comes up.
Can you operate a mouse with a paw? Is that possible? Because then you could get double time.
You can. I mean, I'm sure ADA has a compliability act for that.
Yeah. So getting a night job, graveyard shift that businesses love to fill because nobody wants to work them. Not an option. I'm going to get a job as a dog. What's his idea? Well, apparently, Lisa saved the business card from the agent at the thrift store. And Lisa stores all business card given to her by strangers in the bottom drawer of her green cabinet. And he finds it. And then the next day they're at the restaurant during the day, and male human Prince is on the phone at the restaurant calling the agency and saying, I got the dog for you. He's going to show up. Now, we saw this scene earlier outside the agency where the woman from the store and the agent are going through photographs, and she's getting angrier with each dog he showed. Instead of saying, well, nah. She's like, I hate him. He sucks. This one will never sell crap. Like, this is the angriest this woman is looking at dog pictures. And then he says, I know the perfect dog. I just don't know where he is. Well, good thing for this guy's career, the perfect dog called him. I'm going to see you the next day. I'm going to show up, and they bring him into the office. And this was his audition. They have him, the dog's sitting next to a table, and she gives him directions on what phone to pick up with his mouth. But
well, because it's not that hard to pick up a telephone when you super glue a giant rawhide bone to the handle. The handset had a giant rawhide bone on it. Did you notice that?
Well, yeah, there you go. That's called motivation for an
Pick up the
actor.
red phone. Pick up the indigo phone. And the dog says, what was the line? Do you know the line? When he
Oh
says,
no.
pick up the indigo phone. And he picks it up, and you don't see the dog actually pick the phone up. It cuts to them saying, pick up the phone. Next cut, he has the phone in his mouth. They're all impressed.
Mhm.
And the dog says, who the hell calls it indigo?
And I think that's Glickman at that point saying, "Screw it, I'm just gonna have fun."
It's one of the best lines. Did you know that they hired some writers from Seinfeld to write lines for the dog?
No.
Yep, they hired a couple of writers for Seinfeld to write lines for the dog. They presented them to Tion, and she hated all of them and rewrote them. She took the Emmy-winning comedy series Seinfeld, produced lines for this movie, and she thought they were unfunny, scrapped them all, and wrote the lines. I'm a happy dog, and where are all the women at?
The part I loved about this scene, though, is the agent and his boss are right next to each other, 4 feet away from the dog. He had to tell the agent, "Now pick up the red phone," and then she would say to the dog right in front of them, "Pick up the red phone. Now tell him to pick up the indigo phone. Now pick up the indigo phone." What is going on? Like, she
Remember,
says exactly the same thing, but the dog wouldn't understand coming from the agent, but from her, he does.
because she's the trainer. She was the trainer in on this movie in real life. She's the
Well,
dog trainer, so he's probably only only obeying her commands.
but we didn't even see him obey it, like you said. It was like she says it and then cut to the dog and it's in his mouth already. Oh, I love this movie so much.
Oh, I'm glad you do, because I'm going to try to find the novelization of this thing, and you're going to get it for Christmas.
I don't really collect pamphlets.
I know you're getting. I'm going to find the original script for this movie. If I have to find Tian herself or the priest, I'm going to find this script and I'm going to get it signed by the priest of her church. They gave her 50 grand to do it.
This is this movie defies so much, and I love it for it. So he he gets the job, and a day or so later, Lisa's watching television, and he goes up. He's like, "Oh, you can't watch that." And he goes up and turns the TV off as a dog. She goes and turns it back on. Then she moves close to the TV so he can't turn it off again. And it's a ninja dog commercial that comes on.
Yes.
It's a ninja doing some stuff and then pours dog food in a dish.
And chops it up.
And our hero Prince comes walking up and eats out of the bowl. And it takes her like 5 takes. She like looks at him, looks at the TV, looks at him, looks at is that
Is that you?
is that you?
And he says as a dog, great, now she knows I'm a crime fighting ninja or a ninja fighting dog. That's the line. Now she knows I'm a ninja fighting dog, and it's a dog. What was the name of the dog food?
It was like Sister something, wasn't it? Like Sister's Food for Dogs or something ridiculous.
It's 100% a Chinese name for dog food.
Seemed like it, yeah. It was like, and the graphics on screen were such you could barely even read them. It was weird. But then, after trying to hide this as a secret, which made no sense because previously he told her he wanted to get a job and support her, he's like, "Okay, I'll show you now." He goes out of the room and he comes back with like a cigarette case that has bones printed on it, and she opens it up and there's cash.
Yeah, he brings it out as just wads of hundreds. That's how he got paid.
This means a film production paid the dog. They gave the dog the money. Great job, Prince. Here you go. I, just- I had to stop the movie at this point and just pace around the house for about 60 seconds and just absorb this. That they shot a commercial with the dog. That's a wrap, folks. Hey, Prince, good job. Here you go, pal. Don't spend it all in one place. You know what I'm saying? Go easy on the Chewy. And we'll see you for the next show. I love you, kid. They paid the dog. The dog made money and took money home. I mean, how do you not love this movie? But this is also, I'm going to say, the high point of the film, because from this point on it just becomes insufferable and then oppressively depressing.
It says it's called China Dog Girl Food. I just scrolled through it to find it. China Girl Dog Food, and it is a cutting board with hot dogs on it. It's just hot dogs. It's just a bunch of hot dogs cut into pieces like they were making mac and cheese, and it's called China Girl Dog Food.
Perfect food for your pet. We promise it's not hot dogs.
This is awesome.
Perfect. So from this point forward, it is pretty much a case of Lisa becoming berated by everybody in her life about getting a man. Her mother shows up after we've heard her on the phone for so long. We finally meet her. That's not pleasant. She's not a pleasant woman. She's just surly as can be. Damn it, Lisa, when are you gonna get married? You're gonna get a man. Here's a man. Go give me the man. Her mom's friend Rita takes her out someplace, and she basically gets assaulted on a dance floor because it turns out Rita paid 5 different guys to meet her. I mean, like, this is hardcore pimping going on.
Oh my gosh. I just realized something. As I'm posting this image of the China Girl dog food, I realized this is it's called China Girl, and he's fighting the Japanese ninja. The Asian doesn't even have his right Asian set together.
So, yes, a movie made by a Chinese woman, which one is not offensive, I'm not even sure, but something. And she has, Japanese ninja for a Chinese dog food. That's racist.
What just happened there? How did we not catch that the first time until just now?
I'm not apprised on Asian studies, maybe, but
no, it makes sense.
But yeah, that's that's just yet another brilliant oddity to this graceful production. I just love it so much. Wow. Well, yeah. So we have that disturbing scene where she's dancing with a guy, and then another guy basically just grabs her and comes over. Is like, "That's it. We're going to have a date now." And she's like, "Did somebody pay you to do this?" "Yeah, that lady over there, the big one in the pink dress. She did it. So we're in love now, honey." I mean, at no point in time did Lisa just say, "Knock it the hell off. I got a guy." So she has to endure all this stuff, and then she finally lets slip. She's like, "Okay, yes, I did meet somebody." And this really feels like I'm walking through sawgrass at this point, like without a machete. I'm just trying to part through to get to the other side of something here. That's how difficult this movie is. Holy crap. So next we have Lisa goes to work.
She has a new job.
Yeah, she has, and she's very nervous about it. And she has a brand new green outfit.
And she's not even a virgin anymore. She's been having sex with a man dog for like at least the last 30 minutes of this film.
I mean, the love scenes are not really coherent. I mean,
oh, bro, is there anything more cringy than the scene of them laying in bed and he unbuttons her shirt and she's wearing some sort of like bandage gauze bra, and every time he touches her, she giggles like Jennifer, like the character from Ghost. No, Dirty Dancing, where he drags his hand at her side. She goes, ha ha ha. Like that whole scene is so super cringe.
Well, it really felt like this was her first love scene ever shot on a movie. So she probably has a number of people around her, and she looked that nervous and uncomfortable. And yet we're supposed to believe, remember, Prince is this Lothario. The whole reason he's a dog is because he's a ladies' man. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing. Like,
no.
Okay, now it's almost like he would turn over his shoulder. What do I unbutton? Is that what I do next? But okay, I'm button now. And do I open it? I,
He was a playboy. Yeah, he was a playboy that has no idea what to do with women.
it's like his first time, not hers. But oh, the passion. And so this is going on while they're all trying to set her up. So when she goes to the new job, Rita shows up at the apartment and under the guise that she's look.
Well, hold on. We need to answer a question in our comments, by the way. If you ever want to join us in our comments, we will
Oh,
talk to the people. Danielle has asked the question, wait, is she effing the dog? The answer to your question is yes. Yes, she is.
but
She's 100%
but not
screwing
in
the dog.
not in dog form. He was in male form when she was screwing him, but
It's a Tijuana show, Brad.
it is her dog that she is screwing.
That she
So this
found.
means
Homeless
during
dog.
during the day she has a full-blown golden retriever in her home that she's having sex with at night.
Correct. And then making breakfast for her as a dog the next day. That's how low her self-esteem has dropped in this film. Is she goes from being I don't need a man to I will screw this dog at night and make him breakfast during the day. And she makes him like eggs and bacon and serves it to him in a dog bowl.
Well, no, I was just about to bring that one up. That scene where she brings out the breakfast, puts it on the table, and then he's like, "Bleh," and he goes in the kitchen where the dog bowl is, and she loses it. Like this is the funniest thing on the planet. Oh my god, you're eating out of a dog bowl.
Yeah,
He's a dog.
This is not like the Frog Prince, right? This is not a Disney's version of like the Princess and the Frog or the Frog Prince story, even Beauty and the Beast. There's no sexual activity happening in any of the stories that like involve a character turning into an animal as punishment. You don't see the Shaggy dog. You don't see Fred McMurray and they're getting it on with his wife as a pup. You know what I mean? Like she's like, oh my God, I didn't realize it's you, Fred. Let's go in there and screw around. No, you don't see any of that happening. Some reason they've decided that is a very important situation that must occur in this film, and it is weird.
I mean, everything about this movie is just
But that's a strange. Like nobody at any time said, "I don't think I want to sleep with a dog." I would like for that not to be a situation that I'm placed upon.
And there was that other scene too, like the second or third time that he transformed back into human and he's in the house and he goes up to a mirror and he's, looking at his hair and stuff. And then he turns around and we see his bare ass. He thinks this is the best thing ever. He like burst out with this beaming smile, like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. I have no idea what's happening anymore. I mean, I'm
like, it would make more sense if they just showed him randomly trying to hump her leg the first time they get together. Like that's comedy gold. That's it's right for the picking. It's right there. You just have her in there making breakfast or making something or doing laundry or Lord knows any number of things. And he just walks up and just starts humping her leg.
I tell you what this movie made me feel like at this point. Have you ever seen those big paddle wheel boats that's in the shape of a giant swan?
Yeah, yes.
I feel like I paddle out in the middle of a lake and the keel fell off and the chain broke and I'm just out there floating in a big white swan now.
And the piranhas are coming to you.
I can't do anything and I'm stuck in this audacious, god-awful looking stupid thing and I can't get out of it.
No.
This movie is absolutely...
I feel like this movie is humping my leg for most of it.
Great analogy. Perfect.
It's a good visual for you too.
Well, I think you're going to have to help me through this last part because I don't even grasp. Rita figures out that the dog is in her house, but there's this guy in her life.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me explain this part because this is stupid. This is a different level of stupid. So Rita's her friend. And she comes over in the middle of it. Her and her dog boy are getting busy and they're trying to make puppies or something. And Rita comes to the door and she's like, hey, it's raining. Are you going to let me in? And she's like, oh, I haven't told anybody about this. No, I can't let you in. And she's like, I'm coming in. It's raining. My car broke down. I'm staying here tonight. Like, where are you at, Rita? Where are you at? You didn't call an Uber. It's 2007. It exists. Get yourself a ride, Rita. Why are you walking to my house, coming in and saying you're going to spend the night here? And so they're standing in her hallway, and Rita starts taking off her clothes, and she's like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "It's wet. I'm going to take a shower." I don't think you understand how showers work, Rita. If you're wet, you don't take off your clothes and get in the shower. You take off your clothes and you dry off with a towel. That's how that works. And she's like, "Oh, what's going on? Why are you acting so weird?" And she runs around, and there's like Rita's, I guess, Lisa's apartment. It appears pretty big, but for whatever reason, she doesn't have any closet space. So she's got one of those things where it's like a zip up portable closet, and that's where Prince is hiding. And he's hiding in what you think he's naked, but for some reason he wears beige the whole film. It's like he's wearing a beige onesie the whole film. And she comes in there and finds him. And she's like, "Oh my God." And she screams and he screams. And then Rita gets like super pissed off. Now, I've yet to figure out why she's so upset. And she's like, "I can't believe you."
This is my question, though. Why was Lisa hiding? Her friend kept insisting on her to date somebody. She's got somebody. Why hide it from her?
She gets upset that she's like, "Oh, yeah, I can't believe you've lied to me. Here I thought you were this pure girl this whole time. And really you were, a dog humping whore." Like, that's essentially what she got upset and mad about. And then Rita leaves the film. Doesn't return till the very end. She's gone.
Yeah, that made no sense at all. So
returns with what, 4 kids and a grandma or something?
You wanted her to get laid the entire movie. Now she's with the guy and you're pissed about it. Huh? But yeah, and that makes no sense. The mother's friend has come over feeling dizzy and she has to go inspect. Then at some point, this is the mom's friend and Prince, the man, again, it's daytime, are at a restaurant. She's berating him and such. He goes and hides in the bathroom. She's waiting outside. Now, for some reason, she picks up her foot and grabs something off her heel that's not there. Then decides, "I'm going to barge into this bathroom." She does, and the dog runs out, and there's no man inside. I literally have no idea what the hell's happening anymore.
Mm-mm.
She then goes to Lisa and says, "I saw him change into a dog." To which Lisa's like, "Okay, wait, you know what?" And she admits it. Lisa's like, "Okay, you found out." He's like, "Wait a second. Did you actually see him change?" "Well, no, the door was closed and he was there and then the dog came out." Like, that was vital. Huh? But now Lisa's already admitted he's a dog man.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss as to what is. And now they're plotting their marriage. They're going to get married. The pond at some point said you have to be a husband to be a man all the time. So he's pledged his love to her. He's going to marry her. Okay, everything is going great. Let's have Prince the dog now get wiped out by a car.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this pond is screwing with this dude the whole time. I don't think the pond can really do what it says I don't think the magical pond can do what the magical pond says it can do. I think it's a fake magical pond.
Go with me on this. I've got a theory.
Uh-oh. All right, hit me.
The spirit in the pond is one of the women that the womanizing prince slighted, and as she died, she became a magical pond. And when he was transferred into a dog, this is her revenge scenario.
Well, fun fact, you hit it on the head because they actually explained that.
No, they didn't. Really?
Yeah. That's exactly what she is. He's like, he says at some point, he says, I was a playboy, and one of the girls that I harmed put a curse on me, and she's the magical pond.
I swear to God, I completely missed that.
No, you didn't. Subconsciously, you were all on it.
Holy crap.
Yep.
Or
way to pay attention, Brad.
Or I just have the mindset of the screenwriter, which
you could have written. Well,
that just sent a chill down my spine.
Well, you and Fionn have something in common then.
Okay. Well, then I backed into that one. How brilliant am I? So, so yeah, this has all occurred, and then for reasons unknown, Prince raced across the street, squealing tires, and then there he is, blood all over the dog, and a nice little puddle of blood underneath of him. And yes, Prince is dead.
Like just straight up, just kill the dog. Just straight up kill the dog.
Like that, no, there was like no preamble to this, or was it, like they had a fight and that's it, I'm leaving, and the dog runs out or anything like no, it was just like,
Oh no,
that's
they had a fight. She kicked him out. She kicked him out, and then they decided that they were going to be together again, and they were running towards each other like a cute meat. Oh, I'm coming for
but
you. I'm going to be there with you, and then he gets killed by it.
yeah, but they edited the thing so it was like 10 seconds instead of this drawn out, like setup for it. It was just basically like, well, I'm gonna go across the street now. Oh, damn it, I'm dead.
Like it would have been better if he had died like protecting her from an attacker, right? He gave up his soul. He because that was the pawn's whole point. The old I call it MP, Magic Pawn. The old MP was saying, look, you don't really know what true love is because you're not willing to make the sacrifice. Well, he didn't make a sacrifice. He got hit by a car. That's not a sacrifice. Sacrifice would be if he had pushed her out of the way and got hit by the bus instead, or if Jack Black showed up and put him into the river like an anchor man.
It is, yeah. So she's now sad, like crying, like falling apart. This movie has just absolutely abused anybody watching it at this point. And title card comes up years later. I think that's
Years.
what it said. It
It
didn't
just
say
said
how
years.
many. It
That
just
was
said
just years.
just years later. And then we see a scene of a woman interacting and such, older woman, and it's like
But
after
that's
a while, you're like, holy, this is Lisa?
yeah,
She's like in
but you
retirement
don't
age.
know. But you don't know that. Like it's terrible. You don't know how long it's been because
Not
they
at all.
didn't make her look old enough to like say, okay, she's got wrinkles. It just looks like she changed her hair color to like a silverish gray. They didn't like give her wrinkles or really
Yeah, she's wearing
makeup.
makeup for the first time, but the makeup is supposed to make her look old, but it's like, okay, she's wearing makeup now. She's a grown up girl. How well done. No, she's got kind of gray hair. And
She's
then
living in the same stupid green apartment. Nothing's changed. Like
this is like
nothing.
30, 40 years down the road now, not years
She
later,
has she's got that
decades.
little hanging thing, that little house plant hanging thing that's right there when you first come in her room, and there's plant the plant hasn't even aged. You
Or
can't even tell how long it's been.
she's got those two long hanging shoe trees too. The
Yes,
green
and
ones, those are
yes,
still there.
the plants out front, it's like if this is supposed to be it says years later, if if this is supposed to be like 30 years later, like none of the plants have changed. There's no like nothing has faded, there's been no paint applied to the door, like nothing,
We are
nothing.
decades in the future, and Lisa's life has been in complete stasis the entire time. She hasn't gotten a better career, better job, better living, nothing. She's, as we left her, she's just super old now. Her friend comes over to the house, and she's a completely different actress now in her 60s. Every, it's, what?
She's a grandma. She shows up with she's just
Yeah,
wandering down the street with she's carrying one child and she's got three other children with her, and it says room for rent or house for rent, and she just walks up. And the best part is like, how do you not recognize your friend? She goes, "Hey, I'm here to look about the house for rent." How do you not know this is your friend's place? You try to you earlier in the film you try to take off all your clothes and take a shower in this place, and now suddenly you don't remember where it was.
well, it was probably, a case of, wow, I remember. Yeah, my friend way back when used to live. Holy crap, you're still here? She had to be in some kind of denial. It probably had to hit her, and she was just like, "Ooh, there's no way this is happening. You can't possibly be her. Somebody played a prank on me. Where's Ashton Kutcher? Come on, It- it's really you? Oh my god!" But it gets better. Um, Prince shows up.
As an actual dude.
The male version, the human form of Prince arrives with a shitty gray wig and garbage basement old person's makeup on. It looks like the two of them are about to go to community theater for some Christmas play.
Well, the best part is he walks in and says, "I'm here to look at the house," and there's a leash hanging on the wall that the leash that she puts on him while he's a man. She puts the leash on him while he's a man, and it's hanging on the wall with this little heart. And he says, "Oh, look, it looks like you really loved your dog. Looks like you really loved your." She goes, "I don't want to talk about it." And she's got her back turned to what is apparently a stranger going to rent her place, and she's like, "No, it's not for rent anymore." Why'd you let him in?
And why did you hang on to a dog leash for 30 years?
It's never moved. It's still hanging up on the wall right by where she would put it on him to
I
take him
mean,
on a walk.
let's just say it's significant. Okay, yes. Once upon a time, I was in love with a dog, and man, we tore it up on that sofa some nights, I gotta tell you. But you would
Dude,
put that in a box in the closet, memories
we didn't
with
even address the fact that she has a chocolate-shaped heart bed. It's a heart-shaped chocolate corduroy bed that she sleeps on. We never addressed that.
I'm there's so much about this movie I blocked out, Charles. It's just there's just in order to survive the film, you have to have blackout moments here. And honestly, at this point, when he walked in, I was pissed. I wanted to break the television or punch a ferret in the throat or something. It was like at this stage, just no, screw you, film. Hey, no, and I'm like pacing. So, how do they justify him showing up? Like seriously, like why is he a thing?
And he didn't like it. I think it was supposed to be reincarnated. Like he reincarnated himself because her friend Lisa at one point says, "Hey, you know that if Prince ever came back, that he would be the age he was when he died as a dog, and you're old." And she's like, "Oh, I forgot about that." I'm like, "What? Why does that? Where did that logic come from? Why does he have to reincarnate as a?"
Oh wait, like dog years is what she's saying?
That's
Because
what I thought the implication was.
okay, but the two of them are old as hell. Of course, he would be old as hell. Everybody's at retirement age here, so there's no dog year explanation that she. Well, when he died back then, actually, if you timetable it, he would be exactly the same age as us. What are you doing? I swear, is the only good thing to transpire from this scene is that they wrap their arms around each other. They're in love, and the movie ends.
Yeah, they get like remarried or something.
So, yay, happy ending. Don't run out in traffic anymore, Prince. Can I finally turn this television off and go find some 100 proof? Which pretty much is what I did. But yes, I got to tell you, I am very, very proud of this selection.
Yeah, well, I wish you weren't. I'm not gonna lie. I wish you weren't. I mean, it's impressive. I now have to outdo you. I've got to find something to outdo you. My wife has said that she has suggested we watch a movie called Summer Camp. Have you seen that one at all? She's like, it's 90 minutes long. I didn't make it that long. She goes, it's the most boring thing I've ever seen.
Huh.
It's got Diane Keaton and Kathy Bates in it. She's
What?
recommended a movie to us. Came out last year. It's
Huh.
got
Okay.
what is this?
Well,
It's got
maybe
a terrible rating. 4.5. It's a 4.5 IMDb rating. Diane Keaton, Kathy Bates, Eugene Levy, Dennis Haysbert, Beverly D'Angelo,
wow.
Nicole Richie. I'm sure there's some other people in it too.
Okay. Well, we maybe
Alfred
maybe we
Woodward.
probably cue that one up for summertime for sure.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's coming up though?
You talking about
It's going to be on Amazon.
no.
This is a movie that looks to be kind of a version of Olympus Has Fallen. White House is attacked, except this time the president is the one fighting back. Except this time the president, it's called G20, I believe. The president is a black female with an automatic weapon.
Nice.
They made this completely expecting Kamala to win.
Did they really?
I mean, it looks stupid as hell. And then when you fold in that reality on top of it, holy hell. I think we got to see this. That looks just like, rumor has it the trailer may have just come out. A couple days ago, they didn't have a trailer for it, but I think it came out. So that's gonna we're gonna have to put that one on the calendar as a must see.
I think earlier in the comments, Danielle or somebody suggested something called Vitiridium. Did you see that?
I'm not familiar with that one.
I'm not either. I'm sure I misspelled it or mispronounced it.
And I'm looking right now. I got to see when this is coming. I'm still waiting for. I don't know if we got a release date yet for Popeye the Slayer, man. Because that I am dying to see. If anybody's not familiar with this concept, it is a live action Popeye movie because he is now in the public domain. So anybody can do what they want and bastardize this. Kids go and investigate a haunted spinach factory. And you can just guess what happens as a result. It's supposed to come out in the spring. It's actually going to theaters, they say. I'm trying to see if we got a date, though. I don't know if they've announced an official date. It's springtime release is all they're saying so far. But yep, that's definitely on the radar.
Nice. All right, we'll have to put that on there then.
Yeah, all they're saying is this spring still. So damn it. Come on, nail this down. I got plans to make. But here we go. You got your lover's film if you want to snuggle up on the sofa and have a Netflix and chill moment with a loved one. Although it's going to be Tubi and chill. That's where you're going to find this one. Good news is it won't cost you a dime.
Well, she did too much chilling with that dog in this film.
Yeah, I mean, if you not to knock it, if you got a beloved pet and you want to watch a film with them, this could be no, actually, no. Don't. Do it with a loved one. Do it with a lover, and then just sit back and watch the expression on their face as the credits roll at the closing with no music, and they'll just say, "What the hell happened to you?" You'll have that magical moment for Valentine's Day for the rest of your life. But I definitely recommend it because this thing is a sight to behold. This thing happened. That's the amazing part. I would love to see. We got to see if we can get Glickman on if he's willing to talk about this again.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. We should 100% reach out.
Too much damn fun with this one, but yeah, this is just amazing, and I can't recommend it enough. I'm just going to say it. So yeah, go to Tubi, Love on a Leash, right there. It's on a fast service, won't cost you a dime. You got to sit through some commercials, and believe me, they're a welcome respite during this feature. But that'll wrap it up for us. I want to wish love and hearts to everybody out there. I hope everybody is wrapped and enraptured with the loves of their life tomorrow. Unless you're like me, where they don't want to. My wife hates Valentine's Day. It's weird.
Really?
I got the one woman on the planet that doesn't like it. So I think I actually won her heart on Valentine's Day when we were first dating, and I gave her a card and I said, "This is definitely not." It was just like she's like, "I told you not to." It's like, just read the card. And it was just like, "Hey, I want to tell you, I'm having a really good time with you, and hopefully I'll see you again this weekend." I made no mention of it whatsoever. And she's like, "This is my favorite Valentine's Day card ever." Won her over just like that. So there you go. Little touchstone of my my romance. I did nothing on Valentine's Day and she fell in love. All right, Paul. Well, why don't you let people know where they can find more of your magnificence?
So just on Zitter for right now. I haven't done much talking lately. Much ticking or talking. Been too busy. Susie's working. We're
Really?
just on Zitter at Movie Paul. That's all I'm
Got
at.
Well, go check out his account because he's got at least one still shot of the commercial.
Oh yeah, China girl dog food.
Just staggeringly beautiful stuff here. As for myself, and I'm in a variety of places, you can see me daily at townhall.com with my media column riffed from the headlines. I'm also a regular daily feature on the Red State front page, where I've also got a twice weekly podcast called Liable Sources, where I dive deeper into the muck and mire of the mainstream media. Next Thursday, I will be here, same time and place, but with a different person. Ordy Packard and myself will guide you through all the important and vital entertainment information on the culture shift. Tuesday nights, I'm here at 8.5 with the ever effervescent Aggie Rican on the Cocktail Lounge, where we guide you through all sorts of leisure activities and fun frivolities, from art and sports and drinking, and you name it, we have fun with it. And then if you need more of me than that, let's face it, you do. Head over to Jitter. I am at Martini Shark. Okay, Paul, we've got a fortnight in front of us to try to come up with something awful to entertain everybody with. I dare say we're not going to be as bad or good as this one, but we'll come close. We'll see what we can come up with.
Summer movie season's about to kick off too. It starts like in March, or is that spring?
Now, usually, I think they've pushed it up to like late April now, or first week of May is normally like when the Fast and the Furious movie would come out.
That's true.
But they don't have one right now, so who knows what they're going to try to foist into theaters then. Yeah, we're a little bit of a lull. You're going to have your garbage Valentine movies, and then March sometimes comes up with, like a stray superhero movie. We do have Captain America. Is that next week or 2 weeks?
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh, is it this weekend?
That's tomorrow. And my favorite quote so far is from this guy that I follow. He says, "I got good news for people whose favorite Marvel movies is the Incredible Hulk and the Turtles," which is amazing. And then an old buddy of mine from Screen Rant had already seen the film and started reviewing it. And he said, "I used to complain about how Alex said he used to complain about how Marvel's problem was making movies that were fun, but nothing more. And now I just wish Captain America was even remotely fun. It's a dour thriller light, afraid of saying anything. And there's some sparks of excitement, but it's mostly flat. How do you pull that off with a Red Hulk being played by Harrison Ford? How does
Actually, I can tell you. I just read an article before the show today. Was it Variety? I think it was Variety. One of the trades spoke to one or two people that were on the set making this movie, spoke anonymously. And they said that Disney is pulling their punches now because basically Harrison Ford was getting set up like an oppressive fascist president before he turns into Red Hulk. And basically he was pretty much going to be a Donald Trump avatar on screen. But then after the election, they found everybody actually likes Trump and they're trying to move away from that if anywhere possible. So they changed the title up and a couple of other things. They've done reshoots, and it's like suddenly they have no idea what to do with this movie because they're trying to avoid that.
Wow.
So they tried to do a woke Captain America, on top of which you got the actor out there saying Captain America does not represent America. Oh, really? Apparently you've missed a few details, such as the name of the character. But all right. So yeah, it sounds like they don't know what they've got.
No,
don't know what to do with what they got.
No, they have no idea. I think this is supposed to be some sort of soft reboot, but it doesn't look like it's going to work for them.
Yeah, it could be a mess. We'll wait and see on that. We'll reserve judgment until we do. So that's going to do it for this one. We've got 2 weeks out, and then Paul and I are going to bring some more sludge to your earwaves, and we'll have some more fun here on Disasters in the Making.